Okay, so this is my 2005 Nissan 350Z. It's throwing a check engine light, so I've done the code on it. Here's the p0021. It's a camshaft position, timing over the bank 2. So that'd be on the driver's side up here. So I've replaced, a lot of people think it's these sensors back here. There's a bank 1 sensor and then the bank 2 sensors back behind here. I've replaced both of them before, still have the same problem, but this is actually what I have problems with right here. Is the VVT solenoid. It's yeah, for some reason it throws this code for my Z, but it's actually the solenoid. So usually when it throws that, it's clogged up. Usually you just gotta take it apart and clean it. Yeah, it should be 3 bolts, I believe. Yeah, so you got a bolt here, and a bolt here. And if this is the bank 1 and bank 2. So I'm gonna undo these, clean it, and we'll go from there. So once you get the 3 bolts, one here, and one back there, it should come loose. You just unplug it right here. And then once you get the solenoid actually out, there's a bolt. It's a small bolt right here. It bolts in right here on this one before you can take the actual solenoid out. So once you get it out, what you want to do is pretty much just take it and clean it. Clean the inside, get all this off of here. I usually take some and clean in here as well. As you can see, there's a gasket. I left my gasket on there, but there's a gasket in between that keeps the oil from leaking out. Alright, so once you get it cleaned, that's what it should look like once it's clean. I mean, it could look better. So pretty much breakdown, I'll probably have to buy a new one instead of having to clean it all the time. Is what it'll go break down to. But after you get it cleaned, what you want to do is slide that solenoid in there. Alright, now once you get that, just go ahead and put this bolt in. Now to tighten this bolt, you're probably going to have it actually mounted onto the car to put it on. Alright, so once you already get it in there, what I'll usually do is just take and go ahead and spray some more in there. And I'll also take and spray some on here as well. Like I said, I'll probably need to replace that gasket too, so probably just need to get a gasket and this solenoid because it keeps getting clogged from the oil. And I'm hoping that's what it is. It turns out that if I put this back on and it's still throwing that code, and say I do replace the sensor, it'll probably end up being another solenoid. So we're going to go ahead and mount this back on here, plug it in, and see how it does. Alright, so after you get it all bolted down, you just plug your sensor back in. And the way I'll do it is I'll clear the code in it, then start it and see how it runs. A lot of times you'll have to do a idle relearn on it, but sometimes you don't. We just hands there. But we're gonna reset the code and see how it does. Also note here, it takes a 10mm to get these off, and when you put it back on, if you got when you put that that gasket in there, you want to tighten this one, then this one back here is the way I do it, and then this one, but you gotta try to get them all even tightened because you don't want too much pressure on one side. But we're gonna try to start now. Alrighty, so we took it out for a drive. It done okay driving, but it did throw another code. It wasn't the solenoid code or the camshaft position sensor code. It was just a multiple misfire code. Did an auto relearn on it. It done pretty good. It's still, I mean, it sounds good, drives good. So if you ever have that problem, I'd probably recommend doing that first before you bought the sensors. I think the sensors for both of them, it totals up to around $170 for both of them. They're 2 different prices, but go ahead and give it a rev, Scott. That's pretty good. Thanks for watching.